Hello, welcome again to my workshop. Taking apart the engine of my 998. This is the actual engine that's been in my motorbike on my Japan trip in 2016. And as you can see in the corner right there, I've just received my Ducati back from shipping from Capetown, and it is in my garage now. And once I arrived in Capetown, I had a problem with the gearbox. There is, so to say, like a kind of pins that grab onto each other inside the gearbox, which can, under some load, and can rub in or can round off, so to speak. So that makes the bike will pop out of gear if you torque it really hard. If you give it a lot of torque, I mean to say. But well, the problem arises when I was in Israel already, and later on during the trip it became worse and worse, ending up in Capetown, not being able to give full power anymore. It will just pop out of gear. Yeah, I don't know. Probably I didn't shift anything different from what I used to do, but I bought the engine of a wrecked Matrix Edition 998, and sometimes it can be, you know, it had a hard bang maybe once it crashed, and the wheel may have been blocked, you know, just giving the gearbox a hard time. And just after I fitted the engine, I made a couple of very bad, terrible misshifts, like you sometimes happen to have. I don't know whether that's related to whether there was a problem inside the bike already, or maybe just stupidity of me, I don't know. But anyway, it brought me there. It doesn't really matter because I've got two engines, so that gives me the opportunity to exchange them after my liking. And this engine has been revised into before my 2016 trip. But during my 2016 trip, I found out I had a lot of oil consumption in my on the cylinders, because I made a trip last year, 2017, to Italy, just a small trip, to test it a little. And what I found out, that was after I changed the valve guide seals, which are just, it's hard to see here, it's a little bit dark I think, but they are closing of the valve guides. The valve guides themselves don't have any serious play. I was just convinced my fuel consumption was my oil consumption was caused by too much play on the valve guides or the seals. But I checked them, I replaced the seals, and you know, when arriving in Italy with my mate, he had the oil literally on the fairing of his bike when he was driving behind me. So clearly it was consuming too much oil. I don't know, I just put this on loosely just for the movie. But these are the cylinders that come off the bike. And one of them, I don't know, it was the cylinder was laying down. That's this one actually. And there's a little ovality, so that means the bore here is about 3/400ths of a millimeter larger than it is in this direction, and which can cause, especially on the horizontal cylinder, for the piston to wobble like this, so to say. So that may have been the cause for the oil consumption. I went to an engine revision specialist here in the Netherlands. He's a mate of mine. He helped me a lot, and he said could have been the cause. But anyway, I had a set of cylinders and pistons on the bench, which I bought from eBay, I think a year ago, just because I walked up to it, and it's always good to have these parts when you're doing stuff like me. Just gonna mount them. I'm not gonna balance them with the crankshaft. I'm not racing the bike. For me, it's not that relevant, and they'll all be within a certain tolerance for mass production. Will be just good enough for me. When you go really racing with these bikes, I recommend, of course, balancing them out with the crankshaft, do a dynamic balancing, but you have to take apart all the engine. And now I can just leave the casing as it is. My mate from the company, he put in some new piston rings, new set on both cylinders. They are not the factory OEM rings, but it just doesn't matter. He just orders them from a special shop who delivers all these kind of piston rings. It's just the same way as Ducati does it. They just only apply their own OEM parts number on it. It's just that they are now a fourth or a fifth of the price maybe. So I'm about to assemble back the bike, the engine, and my bike is going to to a bike show in Utrecht in Netherlands. It will be presented there. I think it's from 14th till 18th of this month of February 2019. So it will be exposed there. And when she comes back from that show, I'll probably be starting exchanging the engines. And then I've got a bike again for the summer. Maybe make another little trip to Italy. We'll keep you updated if something changes.